Beyond the lines drawn on maps lies a Southeast Asia few travelers ever truly see. This is a region where nature does not merely exist, it whispers, conceals, and patiently waits to be discovered. Beneath dense jungle canopies, within silent limestone caves, across shifting seas of mist, and at the heart of sleeping volcanoes, secrets endure untouched by time. Here, landscapes are not only places, but memories shaped by wind, water, fire, and belief. Southeast Asia is often known for its vibrant cities and famous beaches, yet its greatest wonders lie far from the ordinary path. Towering stone cliffs rise from emerald waters like ancient guardians. Islands glow with coral life beneath crystal-clear seas. Mountains breathe clouds at dawn, while forests shelter cultures that have lived in balance with nature for centuries. In these places, stone remembers, water listens, and silence speaks louder than words. This journey is not about speed or spectacle. It is about pausing to witness the quiet power of untouched beauty, the kind that reveals itself slowly to those willing to look deeper. From hidden archipelagos and sacred peaks to forgotten valleys and underwater worlds, each destination carries its own rhythm, shaped by time and tradition rather than modern demand. As the world continues to change, these natural sanctuaries remain rare reminders of what once was and what could still be preserved. They are places where human life adapts instead of conquers, where culture grows from the land, and where wonder survives without explanation. Step beyond the familiar. Leave the crowded routes behind. What follows is an exploration of Southeast Asia's hidden natural wonders, unseen landscapes, ancient forces, and fragile ecosystems that defy expectation. These are not just destinations. They are living stories, quietly waiting for those who dare to listen. The Phi Phi Islands are among the most iconic natural destinations in Southeast Asia, celebrated for a beauty that feels almost unreal. Located in the Andaman Sea between Phuket and Krabi, this small archipelago is defined by dramatic limestone cliffs, rising sharply from turquoise waters, powdery white sand beaches, and vibrant coral reefs hidden just below the surface. Despite their global fame, the islands continue to captivate visitors with a sense of raw, elemental wonder. The Phi Phi archipelago consists of 6 islands, with Phi Phi Don and Phi Phi Lei being the most well-known. Phi Phi Lei, in particular, is famous for its enclosed bays and steep rock walls that create a natural amphitheater of stone and sea. These formations protect calm, crystal-clear waters, making the area ideal for snorkeling, diving, and kayaking. Beneath the surface, colorful coral gardens support a rich marine ecosystem filled with tropical fish, reef sharks, and other sea life. What makes Phi Phi especially compelling is the contrast between its wild nature and human presence. The islands were once completely uninhabited, shaped only by wind, waves, and geological time. Today, Phi Phi Don supports a small community and modern tourism infrastructure, yet large portions of the surrounding waters remain protected. Conservation efforts, including regulated boat access and coral restoration programs, aim to preserve the fragile balance between tourism and ecology. Beyond the beaches, limestone caves and hidden lagoons invite quiet exploration. Kayaking along the cliff-lined shores allows visitors to glide through narrow passages where sunlight reflects off the rock, water, and sky in shifting shades of blue and gold. At sunrise and sunset, the islands transform once again as soft light casts long shadows across the cliffs and the sea becomes mirror still. The Phi Phi Islands are more than a postcard destination. They represent the delicate coexistence of natural splendor and human admiration. In a region where development moves quickly, Phi Phi stands as a reminder that true beauty endures only when it is respected, protected, and allowed to breathe at its own pace. The Similan Islands are widely regarded as one of the finest marine destinations in Southeast Asia and among the best diving locations in the world. Located in the Andaman Sea, approximately 70 kilometers off Thailand's west coast, this remote archipelago consists of 9 granite islands, surrounded by some of the clearest and most biologically rich waters in the region. Unlike more heavily developed island groups, the Similans remain largely untouched, preserving a rare sense of purity and isolation. Declared a national park and marine reserve in 1982, the Similan Islands are protected under strict environmental regulations. There are no permanent residents on the islands, and visitor access is carefully controlled during the year. This protection has allowed coral reefs to flourish and marine ecosystems to remain remarkably intact. Beneath the surface, vibrant coral formations support an extraordinary range of sea life, including manta rays, reef sharks, sea turtles, moray eels, and countless species of tropical fish. The underwater landscape of the Similan Islands is shaped by massive granite boulders that extend from the ocean floor to just below the surface. These formations create dramatic swim-throughs, tunnels, and drop-offs that are especially prized by experienced divers. Visibility often exceeds 30 meters, revealing a living underwater world that feels both vast and intimate at the same time. For snorkelers, shallow reefs near the shore offer equally breathtaking views without the need for deep dives. Above water, the islands are just as striking. Smooth white sand beaches contrast sharply with dark granite rocks and dense tropical forests. Trails lead to elevated viewpoints where the sea stretches endlessly in all directions, broken only by scattered islands and shifting shades of blue. The absence of large buildings or roads allows nature to dominate every sight and sound. The Similan Islands represent a vision of what responsible conservation can achieve. They are not shaped by luxury resorts or mass tourism, but by a commitment to preservation and balance. For those who seek unspoiled beauty and a deeper connection to the natural world, the Similans offer an experience that feels timeless, where ocean, stone, and life exist in near-perfect harmony. James Bond Island, officially known as Khao Phing Khan, and its iconic limestone pillar, Koh Tapu, is one of the most visually striking natural landmarks in Phang Nga Bay. Rising dramatically from emerald green waters, this small island group is defined by towering limestone formations sculpted by millions of years of erosion. Though its global fame began with its appearance in the 1974 film The Man with the Golden Gun, the island's true power lies in its raw geological beauty and tranquil surroundings. Koh Tapu, meaning Nail Island, is the most recognizable feature of the site. This narrow limestone column rises vertically from the sea, appearing almost impossibly balanced on a small base. Formed through the gradual erosion of softer rock layers, the structure stands as a testament to the slow yet unstoppable forces of nature. Surrounding it, Khao Phing Khan consists of larger rock masses, caves, and shallow lagoons that create a complex and sheltered seascape. One of the most immersive ways to experience Phang Nga Bay is by kayak. Quiet paddling allows visitors to navigate narrow channels between limestone cliffs, glide beneath overhanging rock walls, and enter hidden sea caves that open into enclosed lagoons known as hongs. These natural chambers, accessible only during certain tidal conditions, feel like secret worlds where silence is broken only by dripping water and the call of birds echoing off stone. Despite its small size, the island lies within Aufang Na National Park, a protected area that safeguards mangrove forests, marine life, and coastal ecosystems. The surrounding waters support fish, crustaceans, and seabirds, while the mangroves play a crucial role in stabilizing coastlines and nurturing biodiversity. Strict regulations help manage visitor numbers and reduce environmental impact. As daylight fades, the landscape transforms once more. The limestone towers cast long shadows across the bay, and the water reflects soft hues of gold and violet. In these moments, far from the noise of crowds, James Bond Island reveals its deeper character, not as a film location, but as a timeless natural sculpture shaped by water, wind, and patience. Phuket, the largest island in Thailand, is often described as a tropical paradise, yet its true character extends far beyond beaches and resorts. Located in the Andaman Sea, Phuket is a place where dramatic coastlines, forested hills, and cultural history come together to form one of Southeast Asia's most diverse island landscapes. While modern tourism has shaped much of its shoreline, the island still holds deep, natural and cultural layers waiting to be explored. The natural scenery of Phuket is defined by long stretches of white and golden sand, clear blue waters, and rolling hills covered in tropical forest. Hidden inland are waterfalls, protected nature reserves, and viewpoints, offering sweeping panoramas of the sea. Offshore, smaller islands and coral reefs provide opportunities for snorkeling, diving, and boat exploration, revealing vibrant marine ecosystems just beyond the main beaches. Phuket's history adds another dimension to its appeal. For centuries, the island was an important trading port, influenced by Chinese, Indian, and European merchants. This legacy is most visible in Phuket Old Town, where colorful Sino-Portuguese buildings line narrow streets. Ornate facades, wooden shutters, and inner courtyards reflect a blend of Eastern and Western architectural traditions that set Phuket apart from other Thai destinations. Cultural life on the island remains deeply connected to tradition. Buddhist temples sit quietly on hillsides, while local markets pulse with daily activity. One of the most striking events is the Phuket Vegetarian Festival, known for its dramatic rituals and processions that reflect both spiritual devotion and cultural identity. These celebrations reveal a side of Phuket rooted in belief and community, rather than leisure alone. Despite its popularity, Phuket continues to balance development with preservation. Marine parks, forest reserves, and conservation projects aim to protect coral reefs and natural habitats from overuse. Away from the busiest areas, quieter beaches and rural villages offer a slower pace, where fishing, agriculture, and local customs still shape everyday life. Phuket is not merely a destination, it is a crossroads of nature, culture, and history. Its enduring appeal lies in this diversity, offering visitors a deeper understanding of how an island can evolve while still holding on to the essence of its land and sea. Koh Samui is one of Thailand's most beloved islands, known for its graceful blend of natural beauty, cultural depth, and relaxed island life. Located in the Gulf of Thailand, Koh Samui offers a softer, more intimate atmosphere compared to some of the country's busier destinations, while still providing a wide range of landscapes and experiences shaped by sea, forest, and tradition. The island's coastline is lined with smooth white sand beaches and calm turquoise waters that invite swimming, snorkeling, and quiet reflection. Coconut palms sway gently along the shore, giving Koh Samui its long-standing nickname as the Coconut Island. Beyond the beaches, the island's interior rises into lush green hills covered with tropical forest, hiding waterfalls, jungle trails, and scenic viewpoints that reveal sweeping views of the sea below. Koh Samui is also deeply rooted in spiritual and cultural traditions. Ancient Buddhist temples stand as landmarks of faith and community life, the most famous being the Big Buddha Temple, whose golden statue watches over the island from a small offshore islet. These sacred sites are not merely tourist attractions, they remain active places of worship where locals come to pray, celebrate festivals, and maintain centuries-old rituals. Daily life on Koh Samui follows a gentle rhythm shaped by nature. Fishing villages still operate along quieter stretches of the coast, while inland communities rely on agriculture, particularly coconut farming. Local markets reflect this connection to the land and sea, offering fresh seafood, tropical fruits, and traditional Thai dishes prepared according to family recipes passed down through generations. Tourism has grown steadily on Koh Samui, but much of the island has resisted overdevelopment. Instead of towering urban structures, resorts and villas are often designed to blend into the landscape, preserving open views and natural harmony. This approach allows visitors to enjoy comfort without losing the island's tranquil character. Koh Samui stands as a place where modern travel meets timeless island life. It is not defined by spectacle, but by balance between land and water, tradition and change, solitude and connection, making it a destination that lingers quietly in memory long after the journey ends. Krabi is one of southern Thailand's most visually dramatic coastal regions, renowned for its towering limestone cliffs, secluded beaches, and emerald green waters. Situated along the Andaman Sea, Krabi's landscape feels sculpted rather than built, shaped by geological forces over millions of years. This natural artistry has made the province a magnet for travelers seeking both adventure and serenity within the same setting. The defining feature of Krabi is its limestone karst formations. Sheer cliffs rise directly from the sea and dense jungle, creating a striking contrast between stone, water, and vegetation. These cliffs are particularly famous at Railay and Tonsai, where they attract rock climbers from around the world. Routes of varying difficulty wind across the cliff faces, offering climbers panoramic views of the sea and islands below. Krabi's coastline is dotted with hidden coves, shallow lagoons, and small offshore islands that are best explored by boat or kayak. Paddling through narrow channels allows visitors to glide past mangroves, enter sea caves, and reach beaches accessible only from the water. Beneath the surface, coral reefs support diverse marine life, making snorkeling and diving popular activities in the region's clear waters. Inland, Krabi reveals a quieter side. Tropical forests shelter waterfalls, limestone caves, and nature trails where the sounds of wildlife replace the noise of the coast. Natural hot springs, heated by underground geothermal activity, provide a rare opportunity to relax in warm, mineral-rich pools surrounded by forest. These springs have long been valued by locals for their therapeutic qualities. Beyond its natural attractions, Krabi maintains a strong connection to local culture and traditional livelihoods. Fishing communities still line parts of the coast, and small markets offer fresh seafood and regional dishes, reflecting southern Thai flavors. Life here moves at a slower pace, shaped by tides, weather, and seasonal rhythms. Krabi is not defined by luxury alone, but by its balance between raw nature and human presence. It is a place where cliffs, sea, and forest coexist in powerful harmony, offering visitors a landscape that feels both humbling and deeply alive, shaped by time rather than trend. Wat Arun, known as the Temple of Dawn, is one of Bangkok's most iconic and spiritually resonant landmarks. Situated on the western bank of the Chao Phraya River, the temple rises gracefully from the water's edge, its silhouette dominating the skyline. Unlike many temples hidden within crowded streets, Wat Arun draws its power from its relationship with the river, light, and the changing rhythms of the day. The centerpiece of Wat Arun is its towering central prang, standing over 80 meters high. This Khmer-inspired spire is intricately decorated with millions of pieces of porcelain, seashells, and colored ceramic fragments, materials once used as ballast on Chinese trading ships. When sunlight strikes the surface, the temple seems to shimmer, transforming from soft pastels at dawn to brilliant golds and whites as the day progresses. At sunset, the structure becomes a glowing silhouette against the sky, creating one of Bangkok's most unforgettable scenes. Wat Arun dates back to the 17th century and gained particular importance during the reign of King Taksin, who established his capital nearby. Over time, the temple evolved into a powerful symbol of renewal and enlightenment, associated with the rising sun and spiritual awakening. The name Temple of Dawn reflects this symbolism, representing the triumph of light over darkness and ignorance. Climbing the steep steps of the central prang offers a unique perspective on both the temple and the city beyond. From above, visitors can see the flowing river, passing boats, and the contrasting skyline of modern Bangkok. This elevated viewpoint reinforces the temple's role as a bridge between the sacred and the everyday world. Despite its popularity, Wat Arun remains an active place of worship. Monks conduct daily rituals, and locals visit to pray for peace, clarity, and good fortune. Incense smoke drifts through the courtyards, softening the presence of crowds and restoring a sense of calm. Wat Arun is more than an architectural masterpiece. It is a living symbol of Bangkok's spiritual heart, where history, belief, and natural light converge, reminding visitors that even in a modern city, sacred moments still rise quietly with the dawn. Wat Pho, widely known as the Temple of the Reclining Buddha, is one of Bangkok's oldest and most revered religious sites. Located just south of the Grand Palace, this vast temple complex serves not only as a place of worship, but also as a center of learning, healing, and spiritual reflection. Unlike temples defined by height or grandeur alone, Wat Pho draws visitors into a space of calm through scale, detail, and quiet presence. The temple's most famous feature is the colossal, reclining Buddha statue, measuring 46 meters in length and 15 meters in height. Covered entirely in gold leaf, the statue depicts the Buddha in the moment of entering nirvana, symbolizing peace, enlightenment, and the release from suffering. The soles of the Buddha's feet are inlaid with mother-of-pearl designs illustrating 108 auspicious symbols, each representing a sacred aspect of Buddhist belief and cosmology. Wat Pho dates back to the 16th century and was significantly expanded during the reign of King Rama I, making it one of the foundations of modern Bangkok's spiritual life. Beyond the reclining Buddha, the temple complex houses more than 1,000 Buddha images, elegant stupas containing royal ashes, and richly decorated halls that reflect the refinement of Thai religious art. What sets Wat Pho apart is its role as Thailand's first public university. The temple became a center for preserving traditional knowledge, including literature, astronomy, medicine, and ethics. It is especially renowned as the birthplace of traditional Thai massage. Stone tablets engraved with medical and therapeutic knowledge line the temple walls, preserving ancient wisdom for future generations. Walking through Wat Pho feels like moving through layers of time. Shaded courtyards, ringing bells, and the soft murmur of prayers create a meditative atmosphere despite the surrounding city. Monks and worshippers move quietly among visitors, reminding all who enter that this is a living temple, not a museum. Wat Pho stands as a sanctuary of stillness in the heart of Bangkok, a place where spiritual practice, cultural heritage, and the pursuit of inner balance continue to coexist in enduring harmony. Sukhothai Historical Park marks the birthplace of Thai civilization and stands as one of Thailand's most important cultural landscapes. Located in the north-central region of the country, the park preserves the ruins of Sukhothai, the first capital of the Sukhothai Kingdom, which flourished between the 13th and 15th centuries. Unlike later imperial cities, Sukhothai was envisioned as a harmonious union of nature, spirituality, and governance. The layout of the ancient city reflects this philosophy. Temples, palaces, and public spaces were carefully arranged among lakes, canals, and open plains, creating a balanced environment that blended human design with the natural world. Today, lotus-filled ponds mirror the silhouettes of weathered stupas and Buddha statues, enhancing the park's sense of serenity and timelessness. Sukhothai architecture is instantly recognizable by its graceful simplicity. Buddha images from this period are celebrated for their elegant proportions, gentle facial expressions, and fluid postures. The iconic walking Buddha, unique to Sukhothai art, captures a sense of movement and compassion rarely seen in religious sculpture. These forms reflect the kingdom's emphasis on moral leadership, spiritual clarity, and inner peace. At its height, Sukhothai was not only a political center, but also a cultural and intellectual one. It was during this era that the Thai script was developed, and Theravada Buddhism became firmly established as the spiritual foundation of Thai society. Inscriptions carved in stone provide insight into governance, religious practice, and daily life, offering rare first-hand voices from the past. Beyond its historical value, the park's natural setting plays a crucial role in its atmosphere. Large open spaces, mature trees, and water features create a calm environment ideal for walking, cycling, and contemplation. Early mornings and late afternoons are especially evocative when soft light settles over the ruins and the park feels almost untouched by the present. Recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, Sukhothai Historical Park is more than a collection of ruins. It is a quiet testament to an early vision of society rooted in balance, ethics, and harmony principles that continue to shape Thai cultural identity today. Khao Sok National Park is one of Thailand's most ancient and ecologically rich natural sanctuaries, home to a rainforest believed to be older than the Amazon itself. Located in southern Thailand, between the Andaman and Gulf coasts, this vast protected area is defined by dramatic limestone mountains, dense jungle, and deep valleys carved by time. Unlike coastal destinations shaped by tourism, Khao Sok remains a place where nature still dictates the rhythm of life. The park's most striking feature is its towering karst formations. Sheer limestone cliffs rise abruptly from the forest floor, cloaked in thick vegetation and often veiled in mist. These formations shelter countless caves, some stretching deep into the mountains, where stalactites and stalagmites have formed over millions of years. Exploring these caves reveals a hidden world shaped entirely by water, stone, and darkness. At the heart of Khao Sok lies Xiaolan Lake, an expansive reservoir surrounded by flooded forest and steep limestone peaks. Wooden rafts and floating bungalows drift quietly on emerald waters, offering rare access to a landscape that feels both surreal and untouched. Early mornings on the lake are especially memorable, as fog lifts slowly from the water and jungle sounds echo across the valley. Khao Sok's rainforest supports extraordinary biodiversity. It is home to elephants, gibbons, hornbills, and countless plant species, including the rare rafflesia, one of the world's largest flowers. The forest canopy, understory, and river systems form a complex ecosystem where life thrives in layered harmony. Guided treks allow visitors to experience this richness while minimizing environmental impact. Beyond its ecological value, Khao Sok holds cultural significance for local communities who have lived alongside the forest for generations. Traditional knowledge of plants, wildlife, and seasonal patterns continues to guide sustainable practices in and around the park. Khao Sok National Park is more than a destination. It is a living reminder of Earth's deep past. In its silence, density, and raw beauty, the park offers a powerful encounter with nature as it once was, urging visitors to slow down, listen, and rediscover humility within the ancient green world. Ha Giang is Vietnam's northernmost frontier, a land of dramatic mountains, deep valleys, and cultures shaped by altitude, isolation, and time. Far removed from the country's major urban centers, this rugged province feels like a world apart, where nature dominates the horizon and human life adapts with resilience and quiet strength. Traveling through Ha Giang is not simply a journey across landscapes, but a passage into one of Southeast Asia's most raw and authentic regions. The defining feature of Ha Giang is its vast limestone plateau, recognized by UNESCO as the Dong Van Karst Plateau Global Geopark. Towering rock formations rise sharply from narrow valleys, forming a maze of peaks, cliffs, and winding mountain roads. These roads, carved into the rock, reveal breathtaking views at every turn. Mist-covered passes, terraced fields clinging to steep slopes, and rivers cutting deep through stone. Ha Giang is also a cultural mosaic. The province is home to many ethnic minority groups, including the Hmong, Dao, Tay, and Lolo, each preserving distinct languages, clothing, architecture, and traditions. Villages of wooden and earthen houses dot the hillsides, often surrounded by cornfields and stone fences built by hand. Weekly markets bring these communities together, filling mountain towns with color, movement, and the sounds of exchange that have echoed here for generations. One of Ha Giang's most iconic sights appears in late autumn, when vast fields of buckwheat flowers bloom across the highlands. Pale, pink, and white blossoms soften the harsh stone landscape, creating a fleeting but unforgettable contrast between fragility and strength. This seasonal transformation has become a symbol of Ha Giang's poetic beauty. Despite its remoteness, life in Ha Giang remains closely tied to nature. Agriculture follows the rhythm of the seasons, and festivals honor both ancestral spirits and the land itself. Evenings bring silence, broken only by wind and distant voices, reinforcing a sense of timelessness. Ha Giang stands as a reminder that some of the world's most profound beauty lies beyond comfort and convenience. It is a place where endurance, tradition, and nature exist in powerful balance, leaving a lasting impression on those willing to explore its heights. Sapa is a highland town, nestled in the Hoang Lien Sơn mountain range of northern Vietnam, where mist, mountains, and human tradition blend into a landscape that feels both gentle and majestic. Perched at over 1,500 meters above sea level, Sapa is known for its cool climate, rolling clouds, and terraced rice fields that cascade down the mountains like green stairways carved by time. The region's most striking feature is its vast system of rice terraces, shaped by generations of ethnic communities who learn to farm in harmony with steep terrain and unpredictable weather. During the growing season, these terraces shimmer in shades of emerald and gold, reflecting sunlight and rainwater alike. In harvest time, the hills glow warmly, creating one of the most iconic rural landscapes in Southeast Asia. Sapa is also home to Mount Fansipan, the highest peak in Indochina, often called the Roof of Indochina. Rising above surrounding valleys, Fansipan has long been a symbol of challenge and discovery. Thick forests, rare plant species, and shifting clouds give the mountain an air of mystery, while its summit offers sweeping views that reward those who make the ascent. Cultural diversity defines life in Sapa. The area is inhabited by several ethnic minority groups, including the Hmong, Dao, Tay, and Gi. Each group maintains distinct clothing styles, languages, rituals, and beliefs. Traditional villages scattered across the valleys preserve wooden houses, stone paths, and age-old customs passed down through generations. Local markets are vibrant gathering places where textiles, silver jewelry, herbs, and agricultural goods reflect both artistry and daily survival. Nature and culture are deeply intertwined here. Streams flow through valleys, feeding waterfalls hidden in forested ravines, while fog drifts quietly through villages at dawn and dusk. Life moves at a slower rhythm, guided by seasons rather than schedules. Sapa represents a delicate balance between human presence and the natural world. It is not only a destination of scenic beauty, but also a living cultural landscape shaped by endurance, adaptation, and respect for the land. In its misty silence and layered hills, Sapa reveals a timeless highland spirit that continues to endure above the clouds. Ba Na Hills is a mountain resort complex located west of Da Nang, rising high above the coastal plains of central Vietnam. Once established as a hill station during the French colonial period, Ba Na Hills has transformed into a unique destination where dramatic natural scenery blends with architectural fantasy, spiritual spaces, and modern engineering. At an elevation of nearly 1,500 meters, the area enjoys a cool climate year-round, often described as experiencing 4 seasons in a single day. The journey to Ba Na Hills itself is part of the experience. A record-breaking cable car system carries visitors above dense forests and deep valleys, offering sweeping views of waterfalls, clouds, and untouched greenery below. As the cabins ascend, the temperature drops and the landscape shifts, creating a clear sense of transition from the tropical lowlands to a misty mountain world. The most iconic symbol of Ba Na Hills is the Golden Bridge, a pedestrian bridge supported by 2 massive stone hands emerging from the mountainside. Seemingly lifting the walkway into the sky, the bridge has become an international visual landmark. Surrounded by clouds and forested slopes, it creates the illusion of walking between earth and heaven, blending art, nature, and imagination. Beyond the bridge, Ba Na Hills features a mix of cultural and architectural spaces. The French village recreates European-style streets, towers, and plazas, offering a surreal contrast to the surrounding Vietnamese mountains. Nearby, spiritual landmarks such as Linh Ung Pagoda house a towering Buddha statue, providing a quiet space for reflection amid the bustling resort atmosphere. Natural beauty remains at the heart of Barnard Hills. Forests, flower gardens, and mountain paths soften the man-made structures, while fog and shifting light constantly reshape the scenery. Wildlife and native plants still inhabit protected areas around the complex, reminding visitors of the mountain's original character. Barnard Hills stands as a modern interpretation of a mountain retreat, part natural sanctuary, part cultural showcase, and part imaginative world. It reflects Vietnam's ability to merge tradition, innovation, and landscape into a destination that feels both elevated and otherworldly, suspended between the clouds and the sea. Phong Nha Cave is one of Vietnam's most remarkable natural wonders, located within Phong Nha Ke Bang National Park in Quang Binh Province. Recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, the park is home to one of the oldest karst landscapes in Asia, formed over hundreds of millions of years. At its heart, Phong Nha Cave stands as a gateway into a vast underground world shaped by water, stone, and time. The cave stretches for several kilometers into the limestone mountains, with an underground river flowing silently through its core. Visitors enter by boat, gliding across emerald waters that reflect towering cave ceilings and sculpted rock walls. As daylight fades, the interior reveals massive chambers, ancient stalactites and stalagmites formed drop by drop over countless centuries. Each formation appears almost alive, carved into pillars, curtains, and arches by nature's patient hand. Phong Nha Cave is known for its impressive scale and diversity of geological features. Some caverns open wide, like underground cathedrals, while narrower passages twist deeper into darkness. The cave's ecosystem remains largely untouched, with stable temperatures and high humidity preserving its pristine condition. This delicate balance makes Phong Nha not only visually stunning, but also scientifically valuable. Above ground, the surrounding landscape is equally striking. Dense tropical forests cover the limestone hills, sheltering rare plants and wildlife. Rivers, streams, and sinkholes connect the surface world to the hidden caverns below, creating a complex natural system that continues to evolve. Local communities living around the park have long respected the caves, once using them as shelters and natural sanctuaries during times of conflict. In recent decades, Phong Nha has become a symbol of sustainable adventure tourism in Vietnam. Exploration is carefully managed to protect the fragile environment while allowing visitors to experience its wonder. Activities such as cave trekking and river journeys emphasize respect for nature rather than conquest. Phong Nha Cave represents the quiet power of the natural world. Vast, ancient, and largely unseen, it reminds us that beneath familiar landscapes lie hidden realms, shaped over unimaginable spans of time, waiting patiently to be discovered and understood. Ninh Binh is a land where water, stone, and history merge into a landscape, often described as Ha Long Bay on land. Located in northern Vietnam, this region is defined by towering limestone karsts rising abruptly from rice fields, winding rivers, and quiet villages that seem untouched by modern urgency. The harmony between natural formations and human life gives Ninh Binh a calm, almost timeless character. The area's most striking feature is its dramatic karst terrain. Massive limestone mountains, shaped by erosion over millions of years, stand like natural monuments scattered across wide plains. Rivers weave through narrow valleys and cave systems, creating scenic waterways that reveal hidden grottos and natural arches. Boat journeys through these channels offer a slow, immersive way to experience the landscape, where reflections of cliffs and sky blend seamlessly on the water's surface. Ninh Bình also holds deep historical significance. It was once the capital of Vietnam during the 10th and 11th centuries, serving as the political and cultural center of the early Dai Viet state. Ancient temples, pagodas, and citadels remain as quiet witnesses to this formative period. Structures built into mountainsides or nestled in valleys reflect an ancient belief in harmony between power, spirituality, and nature. Beyond its history, Ninh Bình is rich in biodiversity. Wetlands, limestone forests, and grasslands form a complex ecosystem supporting rare plant and animal species. Protected areas preserve these habitats, ensuring that the region's natural beauty remains intact despite growing interest from visitors. Seasonal changes bring shifting colors, from the bright green of young rice to golden fields during harvest. Life in Ninh Bình moves gently, guided by agricultural cycles and local traditions. Small villages line riverbanks, where daily activities unfold against a backdrop of towering cliffs. The quiet rhythm of rowing boats, temple bells, and flowing water reinforces a sense of balance between humans and their environment. Ninh Bình stands as a powerful example of how nature and history can coexist in subtle harmony. Rather than overwhelming the senses, it invites contemplation, offering a peaceful journey through landscapes shaped by both geological time and human memory. Cat Ba Island is the largest island in Ha Long Bay, located off the northern coast of Vietnam, and stands as a unique blend of wild nature, marine ecosystems, and human settlement. Unlike many tropical islands defined solely by beaches, Cat Ba is shaped by limestone mountains, dense forests, hidden bays, and a deep connection between land and sea. Its diverse terrain makes it one of Vietnam's most ecologically important island regions. The heart of the island is Cat Ba National Park, a protected area covering both land and surrounding marine zones. Here, rugged limestone hills rise above thick tropical forests, creating a dramatic and complex landscape. The park is home to rare wildlife, most notably the critically endangered Cat Ba langur, found nowhere else on Earth. Mangroves, wetlands, and coral reefs further enrich the island's biodiversity, forming an interconnected ecosystem that supports both terrestrial and marine life. Along the coast, Cat Ba reveals a quieter side of Ha Long Bay. Secluded beaches, narrow inlets, and calm emerald waters replace the busier tourist routes of the Central Bay. Kayaking through limestone arches and floating villages offers close encounters with nature, where cliffs tower overhead and the sound of water echoes softly between stone walls. Many fishing communities still live in floating houses, maintaining a lifestyle closely tied to tides and seasons. Cat Ba Town, the island's main settlement, provides a modest human presence amid the wilderness. Rather than overwhelming the landscape, it serves as a gateway for exploration. Life here follows a slower pace, shaped by fishing, small-scale tourism, and respect for the surrounding environment. Local seafood markets, harbor views, and quiet evenings reflect this balance. What sets Cat Ba apart is its sense of transition between land and sea, forest and limestone, human activity and natural preservation. Mist often drifts across the hills in the early morning, blurring boundaries and giving the island an almost dreamlike atmosphere. Cat Ba Island is not just a scenic destination, but a living ecological system. It represents the fragile balance between conservation and exploration, reminding visitors that true beauty lies not in domination of nature, but in coexistence with it. Ha Long Bay is one of Vietnam's most iconic natural landscapes, a vast seascape of limestone islands rising dramatically from emerald waters in the Gulf of Tonkin. Located in northeastern Vietnam, the bay stretches across hundreds of square kilometers and contains thousands of karst formations, each shaped by wind, rain, and waves over millions of years. This extraordinary setting has earned Ha Long Bay recognition as a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a symbol of Vietnam's natural identity. The defining feature of Ha Long Bay is its limestone pillars and islets, many of which stand isolated, their steep cliffs plunging directly into the sea. These formations create a constantly shifting maze of channels, lagoons, and hidden coves. Caves carved into the rock reveal vast chambers adorned with stalactites and stalagmites, offering glimpses into the bay's deep geological past. Light filtering through cave openings reflects on the water, producing an almost otherworldly atmosphere. Life has long adapted to this unique marine environment. Floating fishing villages once dotted the calm waters, where generations lived in harmony with the sea, relying on fishing and aquaculture. Though fewer in number today, these communities remain an important part of Ha Long Bay's cultural memory, representing a way of life shaped entirely by tides and stone. Beyond its visual beauty, Ha Long Bay holds ecological significance. Coral reefs, seagrass beds, and mangrove forests support diverse marine species, while the islands provide shelter for birds and small mammals. The balance between tourism and conservation has become increasingly important, as the bay's fragile ecosystems require careful protection. Experiencing Ha Long Bay is often a slow and contemplative journey. Cruising between islands at dawn or dusk reveals subtle changes in color and mood, as mist drifts across the water and limestone silhouettes fade into the horizon. The stillness emphasizes the bay's timeless quality, shaped long before human presence. Ha Long Bay is more than a scenic wonder. It is a landscape of geological memory and cultural adaptation. Its quiet grandeur invites reflection, reminding visitors of nature's patience and power, and of humanity's responsibility to preserve such rare and enduring beauty. Sao Bang is a remote northern province of Vietnam, where dramatic landscapes, deep history, and cultural diversity converge in a quiet, powerful harmony. Bordering China and shaped by rugged terrain, Sao Bang remains one of the country's least altered regions, offering an experience rooted in raw nature and enduring traditions. Its mountains, rivers, and valleys form a landscape that feels both monumental and intimate. The province is defined by limestone mountains and vast karst plateaus, cut through by winding rivers and hidden caves. Among its most striking natural features is Ban Geok Waterfall, one of the largest and most beautiful waterfalls in Southeast Asia. Here, cascading water tumbles over layered rock formations, creating a constantly shifting curtain of mist and sound. Surrounding forests and fields soften the scene, blending power with serenity. Sao Bang's caves add another layer to its natural complexity. Deep limestone caverns, carved by underground rivers, reveal chambers of stone formations shaped over geological time. These caves, often concealed within forested hills, reflect the province's long relationship with water and rock, a process still shaping the land today. Beyond nature, Sao Bang holds profound historical significance. It is closely linked to Vietnam's modern history, particularly as a base for revolutionary activities in the early 20th century. Sites hidden among mountains and caves once served as strategic shelters, where decisions were made that would later shape the nation's future. This blend of natural isolation and historical importance gives the region a unique, symbolic weight. Sao Bang is also home to many ethnic minority groups, including the Tay, Nung, Dao, and Hmong. Their villages are scattered across valleys and hillsides, marked by stilt houses, terraced fields, and stone paths. Traditional customs, festivals, and languages continue to thrive, reflecting a lifestyle closely tied to the land and seasons. Life in Sao Bang moves at a measured pace, guided by agriculture and natural cycles. Morning fog often blankets the valleys, lifting slowly to reveal fields, rivers, and distant peaks. This daily rhythm reinforces a sense of continuity between past and present. Caobang stands as a place of quiet resilience. Its landscapes and people reflect endurance, shaped by nature and history alike, offering a deeply authentic glimpse into Vietnam's northern frontier. Con Dao is a remote island archipelago off the southern coast of Vietnam, where pristine natural beauty is inseparably linked with deep historical memory. Isolated by the open sea, Con Dao feels calm and untouched, yet beneath its tranquil surface lies a powerful story shaped by both nature and human endurance. The islands offer a rare balance between ecological richness and profound cultural significance. The natural landscape of Con Dao is strikingly diverse. Forested hills rise from the coastline, giving way to hidden beaches with soft sand and clear turquoise waters. Surrounding coral reefs support a rich marine ecosystem, making the islands one of Vietnam's most important areas for biodiversity. Sea turtles return to Con Dao's shores each year to nest, while tropical fish, coral species, and seagrass beds thrive in protected waters. Much of this environment is safeguarded within Con Dao National Park, which covers both land and sea. Above the waterline, dense forests shelter rare plant species and wildlife adapted to island conditions. Trails through the park reveal quiet streams, granite peaks, and panoramic viewpoints overlooking the vast ocean. The isolation of Con Dao has helped preserve these ecosystems, allowing nature to remain largely undisturbed. Con Dao's historical significance adds a deeper emotional layer to the landscape. During the colonial and wartime periods, the islands were used as a prison complex where harsh conditions tested human resilience. Today, preserved prison sites and memorials stand as solemn reminders of sacrifice and suffering. These places are not presented for spectacle, but for remembrance and reflection, giving Con Dao a unique spiritual gravity. Despite this heavy past, modern life on the islands is peaceful and restrained. Small fishing communities continue traditional livelihoods, while development remains limited and carefully controlled. Evenings are quiet, marked by ocean breezes and the sound of waves rather than crowds. Con Dao is a place of contrast and healing, where untouched nature coexists with powerful history. Its calm beaches and forests offer renewal, while its memorial sites demand reflection. Together, they create a destination that is not only visually beautiful, but deeply meaningful, inviting visitors to understand both the fragility of nature and the strength of the human spirit. Cuc Phuong National Park is Vietnam's oldest national park and one of its most important centers for biodiversity and conservation. Established in 1962, the park lies at the intersection of Ninh Binh, Hoa Binh, and Thanh Hoa provinces, covering vast areas of tropical rainforest, limestone mountains, and hidden valleys. Entering Cuc Phuong feels like stepping into a living archive of ancient nature. The park is defined by dense primary forest that has evolved over millions of years. Towering trees form a thick canopy overhead, filtering sunlight into soft green tones and creating a cool, humid environment beneath. Some of the oldest trees in the park are believed to be over 1,000 years old, their massive roots twisting across the forest floor like natural sculptures. Walking trails lead deep into this landscape, revealing caves, streams, and quiet clearings untouched by modern development. Cuc Phuong is renowned for its extraordinary biodiversity. The park shelters thousands of plant species and a wide range of animals, including rare primates, birds, reptiles, and insects. It is especially known for its wildlife rescue and conservation centers, which protect endangered species such as langurs, pangolins, and turtles. These programs play a crucial role in preserving Vietnam's natural heritage and restoring threatened populations to the wild. Beyond ecology, Cuc Phuong also holds archaeological and cultural value. Ancient human caves discovered within the park contain evidence of early habitation dating back thousands of years. These findings highlight the long relationship between humans and the forest, showing how people once relied on its resources while adapting to its rhythms. Seasonal changes bring subtle transformations to Cuc Phuong. In late spring, the forest becomes famous for its butterfly season, when thousands of butterflies fill the air with color and movement. During the rainy months, waterfalls swell and plant life thrives, reinforcing the forest's sense of renewal. Cuc Phuong National Park stands as a symbol of conservation and continuity. It is a place where scientific research, cultural history, and untouched nature come together, offering a quiet yet powerful reminder of the richness and responsibility that come with protecting ancient ecosystems. Angkor Wat is the most iconic monument of Cambodia and one of the greatest architectural achievements in human history. Located near Siem Reap, this vast temple complex was built in the early 12th century under the reign of King Suryavarman II and originally dedicated to the Hindu god Vishnu. Over time, it gradually transformed into a Buddhist sanctuary, reflecting the spiritual evolution of the Khmer Empire. The scale of Angkor Wat is extraordinary. Surrounded by a wide moat and enclosed within massive stone walls, the temple is designed as a symbolic representation of Mount Meru, the sacred center of the universe in Hindu cosmology. Its 5 central towers rise in perfect balance, their lotus bud shapes forming a harmonious skyline that has become a national symbol of Cambodia. Angkor Wat is renowned for its intricate bas-reliefs, which stretch for hundreds of meters along the inner galleries. These carvings depict scenes from Hindu epics such as the Ramayana and Mahabharata, as well as historical events, celestial beings, and mythological battles. Each figure is carved with remarkable precision, revealing both artistic mastery and deep religious meaning. Even after centuries of exposure to the elements, the stone narratives remain vivid and powerful. Beyond its architectural brilliance, Angkor Wat is deeply connected to the surrounding landscape. The moat and reservoirs were not only symbolic, but also part of an advanced hydraulic system that supported agriculture and sustained the empire. At sunrise, the reflection of the towers in the water creates a moment of quiet awe when light, stone, and sky align in perfect stillness. Despite its popularity, Angkor Wat remains an active place of worship. Monks walk its corridors, incense drifts through shaded halls, and prayers continue to echo within ancient walls. This living spiritual presence gives the site a sense of continuity rather than ruin. Angkor Wat is more than a monument of stone. It stands as a testament to human vision, devotion, and engineering skill, an enduring reminder of a civilization that understood harmony between faith, nature, and power on a monumental scale. Tonle Sap Floating Village represents one of the most remarkable examples of human adaptation to nature in Southeast Asia. Located on Tonle Sap Lake, the largest freshwater lake in the region, these floating communities exist in constant rhythm, with water rising and falling dramatically with the seasons. Life here is shaped not by roads or land boundaries, but by currents, tides, and the ever-changing surface of the lake. During the rainy season, Tonle Sap expands several times its dry season size, flooding surrounding plains and transforming the landscape into an immense inland sea. Floating villages respond by drifting outward, while stilted houses rise above the water on tall wooden supports. In the dry months, the lake recedes, revealing fertile land and bringing the villages closer together. This seasonal transformation has defined local life for generations. Homes, schools, markets, temples, and even medical clinics float on wooden platforms or boats. Daily activities unfold entirely on water. Children paddle to school, vendors sell goods from boats, and fishermen tend to nets that sustain the community. Fishing is the foundation of life here, supported by the lake's exceptionally rich ecosystem, which provides one of Cambodia's most important sources of food. Tonle Sap is also an ecological treasure. Its waters support hundreds of fish species, migratory birds, and aquatic plants, forming a complex and productive natural system. The annual flood cycle replenishes nutrients, allowing life to flourish on a massive scale. This delicate balance makes the lake both abundant and vulnerable, requiring careful stewardship. Culturally, the floating villages preserve traditions passed down through generations. Rituals, festivals, and daily customs reflect deep respect for water as both provider and protector. Buddhist practices remain central to community life, with floating temples serving as spiritual anchors amid the shifting environment. Despite growing tourism and environmental challenges, the floating villages of Tonle Sap continue to endure through resilience and adaptation. They stand as living proof that human societies can coexist with nature rather than dominate it. In their quiet movement across the lake, these communities tell a powerful story of survival, flexibility, and harmony shaped by water itself. Bali is an island where natural beauty, spirituality, and daily life are deeply intertwined, creating a cultural landscape unlike anywhere else in Southeast Asia. Located in the Indonesian archipelago between Java and Lombok, Bali is known for its lush rice terraces, volcanic mountains, tropical forests, and pristine coastlines. Yet what truly defines the island is not only its scenery, but the living traditions that shape every corner of the land. Volcanoes dominate Bali's interior, with Mount Agung standing as the island's spiritual and geological heart. These volcanic soils nourish fertile plains, where generations of farmers have built intricate rice terraces following the ancient Subak irrigation system. This cooperative water management network reflects a philosophy of balance between humans, nature, and the divine, guiding agricultural life for centuries. Bali's cultural identity is rooted in Hinduism, practiced here in a form unique to the island. Thousands of temples, ranging from grand mountain sanctuaries to small family shrines, dot the landscape. Daily offerings of flowers and incense are placed at doorways, crossroads, and temples, transforming ordinary spaces into sacred ones. Ceremonies, processions, and festivals are woven into everyday life, creating a continuous rhythm of devotion. The island's natural diversity extends beyond its fields and volcanoes. Dense jungles hide waterfalls and river valleys, while coral reefs and coastal cliffs define the shoreline. Each region of Bali offers a distinct atmosphere, from quiet highland villages to lively seaside communities shaped by fishing and trade. Artistic expression is another defining element of Bali. Traditional dance, wood carving, painting, and music are not performed for display alone, but as offerings and cultural inheritance. These art forms preserve stories, beliefs, and collective memory passed down through generations. Despite global attention and modern development, Bali continues to protect its spiritual core. Community life remains guided by ancestral rules, temple calendars, and shared responsibility. This balance between tradition and change gives the island its enduring strength. Bali is more than a destination. It is a living system where land, belief, and people exist in constant dialogue. Its beauty lies not only in what is seen, but in the harmony that quietly sustains it. Lombok and Mount Rinjani form one of Indonesia's most striking natural and cultural landscapes, where raw volcanic power meets deeply rooted tradition. Located east of Bali, Lombok remains quieter and less developed, offering a sense of openness shaped by wide coastlines, fertile valleys, and towering mountains. At the heart of the island rises Mount Rinjani, the second highest volcano in Indonesia, and a dominant presence both physically and spiritually. Mount Rinjani stands over 3,700 meters above sea level, its massive silhouette visible from nearly every corner of Lombok. The volcano is not only a geological force, but also a sacred site for local communities. At its summit lies a vast caldera containing Segara Anak Lake, a striking turquoise body of water that fills the crater like a hidden world. A smaller volcanic cone rises from the lake, reminding visitors that Rinjani remains alive beneath its tranquil surface. The slopes of Rinjani are covered in shifting ecosystems. Tropical forests at lower elevations give way to grasslands and rocky terrain as altitude increases. This diversity supports rare plant and animal species, while also shaping weather patterns across the island. Trekking routes allow access to these layers of nature, revealing sweeping views, cold mountain air, and profound silence broken only by wind and distant echoes. Beyond the mountain, Lombok's landscape unfolds into white sand beaches, coral-rich waters, and rural plains. Traditional villages reflect the culture of the Sasak people, whose customs, architecture, and ceremonies remain closely tied to the land. Farming, weaving, and fishing continue as central aspects of daily life, preserving rhythms that have endured for generations. Lombok's spiritual life blends Islam with older, animist, and Hindu influences, especially in rituals associated with Mount Rinjani. Pilgrimages and offerings to the mountain express respect for nature's power and generosity, reinforcing a worldview rooted in balance rather than control. Lombok and Mount Rinjani together represent Indonesia's untamed spirit. They offer a landscape where nature dominates, culture adapts, and silence carries meaning. In this space between sea and summit, the island reveals a deeper, more elemental beauty, one shaped by fire, water, and faith over time. The Gili Islands are a small archipelago off the northwest coast of Lombok, consisting of three main islands: Gili Trawangan, Gili Air, and Gili Meno. Though modest in size, the Gilis have earned a global reputation for their crystal-clear waters, coral reefs, and a lifestyle defined by simplicity and closeness to nature. Here, modern life slows down, allowing the sea, sky, and rhythm of the day to take center stage. One of the most distinctive features of the Gili Islands is the complete absence of motorized vehicles. Transportation is limited to bicycles, walking, and traditional horse-drawn carts known as sidomo. This creates an atmosphere of quiet, rarely found in popular destinations, where the dominant sounds are waves, wind, and footsteps on sand. The lack of traffic not only preserves tranquility, but also reinforces a sustainable way of living. Each island has its own character. Gili Trawangan is the most lively, known for its social scene, beachfront cafes, and sunsets that draw visitors from around the world. Gili Air offers a balance between activity and calm, blending local village life with small resorts and yoga spaces. Gili Meno, the smallest and quietest, feels almost untouched, making it ideal for solitude and reflection. The waters surrounding the islands are among their greatest treasures. Coral reefs lie just offshore, home to sea turtles, reef sharks, and vibrant tropical fish. Snorkeling and diving require little effort, as marine life thrives close to the surface. These ecosystems are fragile, and growing awareness has led to stronger conservation efforts to protect reefs and reduce plastic waste. Life on the Gili Islands has long been tied to fishing and the sea. Local communities continue traditional practices while adapting carefully to tourism. Mosques, small homes, and fishing boats coexist with eco-lodges and beachfront paths, reflecting a quiet balance between old and new. The Gili Islands are not defined by grandeur or scale, but by atmosphere. They offer a rare sense of freedom and stillness, where nature feels close and uncomplicated. In their gentle pace and open horizons, the Gilis remind visitors of a simpler relationship with the world, one shaped by water, light, and time. Raja Ampat is one of the most remote and biologically rich regions on Earth, located off the western tip of Papua in eastern Indonesia. Its name, meaning Four Kings, comes from local legend and refers to the four main islands, surrounded by hundreds of smaller islets scattered across a vast turquoise seascape. Far from major cities and mass tourism, Raja Ampat feels like a world governed by nature rather than time. The region is globally renowned for its marine biodiversity. Its waters contain the highest recorded diversity of coral species on the planet, along with thousands of fish species, sea turtles, manta rays, and reef sharks. Coral reefs here grow in dense, colorful formations, forming underwater landscapes as complex and alive as rainforests. Even shallow lagoons reveal extraordinary life, making Raja Ampat a living laboratory for marine science and conservation. Above the surface, steep limestone islands rise sharply from the sea, covered in dense tropical forest. These jungle-clad peaks create dramatic silhouettes, especially at sunrise and sunset, when light and mist soften the rugged terrain. Hidden beaches, mangroves, and inland lakes further enrich the region's ecological complexity, linking land and sea into one continuous system. Human life in Raja Ampat is deeply connected to this environment. Indigenous communities have lived here for centuries, relying on fishing, small-scale agriculture, and traditional knowledge passed down through generations. Sacred sites, ancestral rules, and customary marine laws help regulate resource use, ensuring balance rather than exploitation. These traditions have become an essential foundation for modern conservation efforts. Access to Raja Ampat requires patience, but this remoteness has helped preserve its purity. Development remains minimal, with eco-lodges and community-based tourism designed to reduce environmental impact. Silence is a defining feature, broken only by birds, wind, and water, allowing visitors to experience a rare sense of immersion. Raja Ampat is not simply a destination. It is a reminder of what the natural world can be when left largely intact. Its beauty lies in abundance, balance, and fragility. In a rapidly changing world, Raja Ampat stands as one of the last great sanctuaries, offering a glimpse of Earth's original harmony between ocean, land, and life. Wakatobi National Park is one of Indonesia's most important marine conservation areas and a global stronghold of ocean biodiversity. Located in southeast Sulawesi, the park encompasses a vast archipelago named after its four main islands: Wangi-Wangi, Kaladupa, Tomia, and Binongko. Surrounded by deep blue seas and vibrant coral reefs, Wakatobi represents a rare place where marine life flourishes on an extraordinary scale. The park lies at the heart of the Coral Triangle, a region known as the epicenter of marine biodiversity on Earth. Its waters contain hundreds of coral species and thousands of fish varieties, forming underwater ecosystems of remarkable complexity and color. Coral gardens stretch across reefs, slopes, and drop-offs, supporting sea turtles, reef sharks, manta rays, and countless smaller species. The clarity of the water allows sunlight to penetrate deeply, sustaining life even at greater depths. What makes Wakatobi unique is not only its natural richness, but also the way people coexist with the sea. Indigenous communities Particularly the Bajau sea nomads have lived in harmony with these waters for generations. Traditionally known as people of the sea, the Bajau rely on fishing, free diving, and intimate knowledge of marine environments. Their cultural practices emphasize respect for the ocean as a living provider rather than a resource to be exploited. Above the waterline, the islands are modest and rugged, with dry landscapes shaped by wind and limestone geology. Villages are simple, closely knit, and oriented toward the sea. Life here follows tidal rhythms, seasonal winds, and ancestral customs, creating a strong sense of continuity between past and present. Wakatobi National Park plays a crucial role in conservation. Strict protection zones, community-based management, and sustainable tourism practices aim to preserve fragile ecosystems while supporting local livelihoods. Scientific research conducted in the area contributes to global understanding of coral resilience and climate change impacts. Wakatobi is not a place of spectacle in the conventional sense. Its power lies in balance between humans and nature, tradition and protection, abundance and restraint. In its quiet waters and thriving reefs, Wakatobi offers a vision of what marine ecosystems can become when care, knowledge, and respect guide human presence. Mount Bromo is one of Indonesia's most iconic volcanoes, rising from a vast volcanic plain in East Java known as the Sea of Sand. Though smaller in height than many surrounding peaks, Bromo's dramatic setting and constant activity have made it one of the most powerful symbols of the Indonesian volcanic landscape. The mountain stands within the Bromo Tengah Semeru National Park, a region shaped by fire, ash, and time. The defining feature of Mount Bromo is its active crater, which emits wisps of smoke and sulfurous steam, reminding visitors that the volcano remains alive. Surrounding it is an expansive caldera, formed by ancient eruptions, now covered in fine volcanic sand. This barren plain creates an otherworldly contrast to the green hills and forests that rise beyond its edges. At sunrise, light spreads across the caldera, revealing layers of color and shadow that shift with the morning mist. Mount Bromo holds deep cultural and spiritual significance for the Tenggerese people, an indigenous community living in villages around the volcano. They believe the mountain is sacred and central to their identity. Each year, they perform the Yadnya ceremony, during which offerings of food, crops, and livestock are cast into the crater to honor the mountain gods. This ritual reflects a worldview that respects nature's power and seeks harmony rather than control. Access to Bromo involves crossing the Sea of Sand and climbing a steep staircase to the crater's rim. From this vantage point, visitors can look directly into the steaming depths below, experiencing the raw force that shapes the region. The smell of sulfur, the sound of wind, and the heat rising from the earth combine into a sensory encounter unlike any other. Beyond Bromo itself, the surrounding national park contains fertile valleys, grasslands, and forests, nourished by volcanic soil. These landscapes support agriculture and sustain local communities, demonstrating how destruction and creation coexist in volcanic environments. Mount Bromo stands as a reminder of Earth's restless energy. Its beauty is not gentle, but elemental, formed through eruption, reverence, and resilience. In its ash-covered plains and sacred rituals, Bromo reveals the profound relationship between humans and the forces that shape their world. Palawan is often called the last ecological frontier of the Philippines, a long and narrow island province stretching between the South China Sea and the Sulu Sea. Known for its unspoiled landscapes and rich biodiversity, Palawan stands apart from more developed destinations, offering a rare combination of pristine nature, cultural depth, and environmental balance. Its geography alone feels expansive limestone cliffs, dense forests, hidden lagoons, and crystal-clear waters unfold along its length. One of Palawan's defining features is its dramatic limestone terrain. Towering karst formations rise sharply from turquoise seas, sheltering secluded beaches and enclosed lagoons. Beneath these cliffs lie cave systems carved by water over thousands of years, including underground rivers that flow through silent chambers. These geological wonders highlight the island's ancient origins and complex natural history. Palawan's marine environment is equally remarkable. Coral reefs fringe much of the coastline, supporting a wide variety of fish, sea turtles, and other marine life. Seagrass beds and mangrove forests serve as critical nurseries, maintaining ecological balance and protecting the shore from erosion. Many areas are designated as marine protected zones, reflecting strong conservation efforts. On land, Palawan's forests remain among the most intact in the Philippines. These tropical ecosystems are home to rare species of birds, mammals, and plants found nowhere else. Indigenous communities, such as the Palawan and Tagbanua peoples, have lived in harmony with these environments for generations, preserving traditional knowledge and sustainable practices. Cultural life in Palawan is quiet but deeply rooted. Fishing villages, small towns, and rural settlements maintain a lifestyle shaped by nature and seasonal rhythms. Festivals, crafts, and oral traditions reflect close relationships with land and sea, rather than large-scale urban influence. What sets Palawan apart is its commitment to sustainable tourism. Development is carefully managed to protect fragile ecosystems while supporting local livelihoods. Visitors are encouraged to explore respectfully through low-impact activities like kayaking, snorkeling, and guided nature walks. Palawan is not defined by spectacle alone, but by balance. It is a place where nature still leads, where human presence adapts rather than dominates. In its calm waters and forested hills, Palawan offers a vision of coexistence that feels increasingly rare in the modern world. Mayon Volcano is one of the most iconic natural landmarks in the Philippines, celebrated worldwide for its near-perfect cone shape. Rising from the plains of Albay Province in southeastern Luzon, Mayon stands as both a breathtaking geological formation and a powerful force of nature. At over 2,400 meters high, it dominates the surrounding landscape, visible from great distances and deeply embedded in the identity of the region. Formed through countless eruptions over thousands of years, Mayon is one of the country's most active volcanoes. Its slopes are built from layers of lava, ash, and volcanic rock, giving the mountain its striking symmetry. While its beauty is undeniable, Mayon also commands respect. Periodic eruptions have shaped local history, sometimes causing destruction, but also renewing the land with fertile volcanic soil. The areas surrounding Mayon are lush and productive. Rice fields, coconut groves, and villages thrive in the nutrient-rich earth, creating a vivid contrast between the green lowlands and the dark volcanic slopes above. This relationship between danger and abundance defines life in the region, where communities have learned to live with both risk and reward. Mayon holds deep cultural and symbolic meaning in Filipino folklore. Local legends tell stories of love, loss, and divine presence, portraying the volcano as both guardian and judge. These narratives have been passed down through generations, reinforcing a sense of reverence for the mountain's power. Annual festivals and cultural events celebrate Mayon not only as a natural wonder, but also as a source of inspiration and identity. From a scientific perspective, Mayon is closely monitored due to its activity. Research conducted here contributes to volcanic hazard management and disaster preparedness, helping protect nearby populations. Viewing platforms and restricted zones balance public access with safety, allowing people to admire the volcano while respecting its volatility. Mayon Volcano stands as a striking reminder of Earth's dynamic nature. Its perfect form conceals immense energy, symbolizing both creation and destruction. In its presence, the boundary between beauty and power becomes clear, inviting awe, respect, and a deeper understanding of humanity's place within the natural world. As our journey across Southeast Asia comes to an end, what remains is not just a collection of landscapes, but a deeper understanding of a region shaped by time, belief, and the quiet power of nature. From ancient forests and sacred mountains to volcanic plains and living seas, these places remind us that the world still holds wonders beyond the familiar and the easily explained. Each destination tells a story not only of beauty, but of balance. Human life here has long learned to adapt rather than dominate, to listen rather than conquer. Temples rise in harmony with mountains, villages float with the changing waters, and communities continue traditions that honor both land and spirit. These unseen wonders are not frozen in the past. They are living systems, fragile yet resilient. In a world moving faster every day, Southeast Asia offers moments of stillness where mist lingers over valleys, waves shape silent shores, and ancient stones carry memory without words. To explore these places is not simply to travel, but to reconnect with something older and more essential: the relationship between humanity and the natural world. May this journey inspire curiosity, respect, and a renewed sense of wonder. Because the greatest discoveries are not always those that change what we see, but those that quietly change how we understand the world and our place within it.